This is a video about native ads and tracking. And one important thing here, this is a video exclusively for my community because I need your help. When it comes to tracking on or with native advertising platforms, there are a lot of things you need to keep in mind. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as with Meta or Google, for example. You need to keep way more things in your mind here. And in this video, I will explain a bit more the structure. And as mentioned before, I need your help here to understand your needs a bit better so I can produce exclusive videos about your specific tracking needs. But now let's jump in the video. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of nativeadvertising.net, and I also founded a couple of years ago one of the largest native advertising agencies out there. And tracking is something which a lot of people are asking me and where I see a lot of people struggle. And native advertising is way more than just media buying. Media buying is a very strong key component when it comes to native ads and running profitable native ads with Taboola, Outbrain, whatever. But the second part is content production, to produce content, create creatives, all this kind of stuff. And another very important part is the technical backbone to ensure that the tracking is right, because we run online marketing campaigns and it's very important to rely on the data you see, because without data you fly like a plane and without any navigation, and this is very dangerous. I mean, the danger here is you lose money, but it's no point to lose money, so you need to get the tracking right. And here we come already to the big question, because you might see that under my videos also there are a lot of comments like, hey, please create a tracking video. But you know, there are so many tools out there, and tracking is also always something a very individual thing. I will give you an example. Let's say you run an e-commerce brand or a dropshipping store, it doesn't matter, and you have Shopify. Shopify have a lot of different kind of liquid templates and however they're called. And yes, you can sometimes just install something and it runs very smoothly and everything works fine. But in the majority of cases, there is a conflict between one of these kind of Shopify templates and you need to do manual work. This is a bit a downside when it comes here to native advertising. Yes, Taboola and Volume and all the tracking platforms, they try to find a way around a bit. They created their own Shopify apps, for example, but they do not always work. Very important to keep in mind. It's not enough just to install them and finger crossed that they will work. No, it's way more. So this is just one sample. If you're in lead gen, for example, you have other little issues. So you see already it's a bit complicated. But let's jump on my screen to see how a good, normal and reliable native ads tracking setup should look like in theory. Alright, so when you start to create your native advertising campaign, you usually have here the ad as a first step. Second step is you have an advertorial, and this should be on a third-party domain. I will explain in a second what this is. And here you have the sales page, offer page, however you want to call it. Let me call it an offer page for more consistency. So the ad you run on Taboola, Outbrain, whatever. Just make this a bit bigger. And you run the advertorial in an idle case of brand. So that means when your domain is usually abc.com, then the advertorial should be xyz.com. And the reason here is you get more credibility. So it looks more legit if another brand, a third-party source, is telling to the audience that your product or service is great. It's way better than you explaining by yourself that your product or service is great. And I see nowadays a lot of brands, especially with Facebook advertorials, they do run it on brand, like for example on their Shopify store, but this is like the recommended way. And this makes it also a bit complicated because you have something here, or you need something here, which is called, maybe you have heard about it, cross-domain tracking. And this cross-domain tracking is a bit of a pain in the ass because you need to ensure to trespass all the information from the ad, like click ID, whatever, to the advertorial, and from the advertorial to the offer page, and then of course to the thank you page. So it's like you basically need to trespass all this information at any time until the very final conversion. And then you have the offer page, which you can run on your infrastructure. This is now on brand. It's like your, I don't know, your lead gen form, your WordPress site, your WooCommerce store, your Shopify store, whatever. This is, for example, abc.com. And yeah, as mentioned already, this is a bit here the tricky situation. So what we recommend is always to use a tracker like, for example, volume. And volume does the following thing. As soon as someone clicks here on the ad, volume is giving to the click a click ID. And this click ID is trespassed to the next step, to the advertorial. Here you have the click ID and you have a tracking link and everything. By the way, if you're interested in a volume tutorial here, let me know. You have the tracking link and everything. And then you have on brand also the scripts installed and everything. And you also trespass this information to the thank you page. Just thank you page. And this is called, if you do it correctly, you can do it with a pixel setup, but you should not do it with a pixel setup. So you can do it with pixel tracking, or you set it up, which is the not really recommended way, because pixel tracking is inaccurate, and especially a lot of people, when it comes to native ads, they use some browser extensions to block ads and everything. They remove the UTMs and whatever, especially nowadays with Apple Private Relay and everything, so it's very hard to track it. So I would not recommend pixel tracking, but I recommend you a server-to-server tracking. This basically means that at the end, your page is trespassing the information, because here before the ad, and this is the correct view, before the ad you have the tracker. You have something like volume or so here, and in idle case, you send this information here from the thank you page, the click ID, back to the tracker, and the tracker does the following thing. The tracker gives this information on the other hand side back to, for example, Outbrain, Taboola, whatever. This is the correct way how it should look, and you see already, even though it's just a simple explanation, it starts to get a bit messy, a bit confusing, so it's not that easy, especially when you have here a different infrastructure, here a different infrastructure, and you need to trespass all this information here. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, I need your help here. So in order to create tracking videos specifically for your needs, please let me know in the comments below what kind of setup you have and what kind of tracking you're looking for. Because I really need to know, first of all, what kind of issues we're facing, what kind of setup there is needed out there, because maybe we'll make a video for tracking setup with Shopify. No one uses Shopify, whatever, just to say something here. Therefore, please use now the time and write in the comments below what's your specific tracking setup. And again, I'll read those comments and create videos for this kind of issues. So yeah, more of an update video here. Again, more is yet to come. I hope you liked this video. If you aren't a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button to also receive the updates and the other videos about tracking here on YouTube. Have a good one. See you next time.